The story of respect, reputation, and the boundaries of society. In the ancient kingdom of Bhavapur, there lived a wise and fair king named Vikram. His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, and he was known for his insight into the ways of life and the importance of preserving the values of his kingdom. King Vikram often pondered over the principles that guided his society, particularly how different roles and individuals were perceived by the people. One day, the king gathered his council of advisors and wise men to discuss a matter that had been on his mind. Why is it, he asked, that certain people in our society are given respect and honor when they travel, while others are viewed with suspicion or even disdain? The head of the council, an elder named Yajnavalkya, bowed before the king and said, "Your Majesty, the answer to your question lies in the nature of roles and respect in society." King Vikram, curious, asked, "Please explain, wise Yajnavalkya?" Yajnavalkya began, "Let me tell you a story of three individuals who are often respected when they travel abroad. The tale of the king, the Brahmana, and the ascetic. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there were three travelers, each respected in their own right. The first was a mighty king, whose kingdom spanned over vast lands. When the king traveled abroad, he was treated with great reverence and honor. His title commanded respect, and the people welcomed him as a ruler, a symbol of power and wisdom. The second traveler was a revered Brahmana, a learned scholar and priest. He had spent years studying the sacred texts and performing rituals. When he traveled to foreign lands, people listened to him with admiration, eager to learn from his vast knowledge of the scriptures and religious teachings. His wisdom and purity of heart earned him a place of high regard wherever he went. The third was an ascetic yogi, one who had renounced all worldly possessions in pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. His travels were a symbol of his commitment to the path of self-discipline and meditation. Wherever the yogi went, people respected him for his devotion to the divine and his ability to transcend the material world. His aura of peace and detachment made him revered by all who encountered him. These three individuals, whether a king, a brahmana, or a yogi, are respected by society, Yajnavalkya explained to the king. Each of them represents values that are held in high esteem. The king represents leadership and power, the brahmana represents knowledge and wisdom, and the yogi represents self-discipline and spirituality. Their travels are seen as a reflection of their virtues, and they are welcomed everywhere. The king nodded, understanding the context of respect for these figures. But Yajnavalkya continued, "However, there is one who is not respected in the same way. There is a person who, when they wander, is viewed with suspicion, scorn, and often utter ruin." King Vikram's interest piqued, and he asked, "Who is this person, Yajnavalkya?" Yajnavalkya replied solemnly, "It is the woman who wanders alone. In many societies, including ours, a woman who chooses to wander without the protection of family or community is viewed with great disdain. She is often seen as lacking honor, for her freedom is considered a threat to the social order. While men, whether they are kings, scholars, or ascetics, are given the space to travel freely, a woman who does so is often labeled as morally corrupt, and her reputation is tarnished." The king was silent for a moment, contemplating the wisdom in Yajnavalkya's words. "But why is this so?" he asked. "What makes it different for a woman to wander than for a man?" Yajnavalkya answered, "In many cultures, including our own, a woman's role is often tied to the family and society's expectations of her as a caretaker, a wife, or a mother. When she steps outside these boundaries, it is seen as a disruption to the social order. The wandering woman is often perceived as vulnerable, or worse, as someone who dishonors herself by stepping away from these roles. This is why, unfortunately, society has historically viewed the wandering woman as ruined. She is seen as forsaking her duties and her place in the world." King Vikram, having reflected deeply on these words, spoke softly, "I understand now. While men are respected in their travels, a woman's freedom has often been viewed with fear and judgment. This is a challenge for our society, a challenge of perception and expectation." Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a like, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more valuable content like this. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.